second graders, it's Mrs. Klein. Week 4, I have your new reading or ELA standard for the next couple of weeks for you. We're going to talk about context clues as you're reading your stories. So it says that I can use context clues to determine the meanings of words or phrases in different informational text. Remember, informational text is when they're giving me facts and information, usually social studies, science type information. So our essential questions are, what are context clues? How can they help determine the meaning of a word or phrase? And number 2, what is context? How can it change the meaning of a word or phrase? So hey, what does that word mean? When you read, do you come across words you don't know? I know I do. How do you figure out the meaning of that word? So if you don't have a dictionary right there next to you, how would you figure it out? What if you don't have that dictionary? What are context clues? Context clues are words in the same sentence or the passage that gives you clues about the meaning of that unfamiliar word. So these clues help us understand the unknown word, and there's some really cool things and strategies to help us figure it out. So the different types of context clues we can have. One is a definition context clue. Synonyms, antonyms, which are opposites. Synonyms are the same, antonyms are opposites. And then number 4 is description or an example of the context clue. So here's our first lesson for day 1. We're going to talk about definition context clues. So the definition to the unknown word is included in the sentence or the passage. It's in there somewhere. So verbs like is, are, were, or to be are signal words used to tell the definition of the unknown word. The signal word can be found in the sentence, usually between the unknown word and its meaning. So let's look at one. Here's our example. The Eskimo was having difficulty climbing up the ping or the Arctic hill. I've never heard of that word before. And so we can use this context clues to help us. What does the word ping mean? And we get to choose from Eskimo, climbing, Arctic hill, or difficulty. So it says the Eskimo was having difficulty climbing up the ping, and then now it tells me what ping means. Or another word for this is Arctic hill. So my answer would be C. The Eskimo was having difficulty climbing up the Arctic hill, and it makes sense. So the answer is C. You try it. Long ago, when dinosaurs decomposed, were broken down into smaller pieces, they often became fossils. What does the word decomposed mean? Somewhere in there is the definition of decomposed. So would it be A, deposit, B, fossilized, C, broken down, or D, old? Well, I notice that I've got this dinosaurs, and I got a comma here. It says decompose, and then now it says were broken down into smaller pieces, and then I have this other comma. That basically means I could take this whole part of it out, this phrase, and the sentence would still sound okay, but it's giving me the definition. That's the definition right there. So when I think of, when you hear decompose, it's where we have broken down into smaller pieces. And it doesn't say broken down into smaller pieces, but it says broken down. So my answer would be C. So let's see if it makes sense. Long ago, when dinosaurs were broken down into pieces, yeah, sounds good. They often became fossils. Okay, our closure for today is to name or think of the context clue that you just learned about today. All right, and then you'll go in and work on your study island or exact path. Thank you.